the sailors of the seafarers of the people of the isles of the Gentiles. Remember now, they're talking about, and it says, might be regarded to an Egyptian of the isles also. He's saying that Hemu, or that Semitic type, because there's three major races of men. There's the Tamahu, which is the white man, the Nesi, which is the blue-black African, from either Ethiopia to West Africa, and the Ruti, which is the Egyptians, which is a root race, and the Nesi, and those are both ancient. Okay, so that Hemu they talk about is not talking about the Semitic that we know of now. That Hemu is talking about a Semitic, about like I would be a Semitic in that particular time, which would be a black person. It's not talking about the Semitic of the white Semitics now. That it's all them over there is the white Arab and the white and all this, a bunch of mixed up stuff. Them ain't nothing but the beast. You know that, and their actions prove it. So we don't even get in a fight with the Palestinians half them, because that ain't a land. The blue-black man down there is crushed down there. And I don't give a doggone about no Islam or none of that. Ain't none of them your brothers in the faith, because they have killed your people by the masses. That ain't no different than the doggone Christian Ku Klux Klansman. Hell, but he still killed your people. So the doggone because you in Islam don't make him no brother in the faith. You know what I'm saying? It don't make them no brother in the faith and all, because they still got one thing clear of. They want to rule over you, the original people, and they know who you are. Now, it says that the Nesi, which is the blue-black, and the Ruti, now the Ruti was a people who dwelt as the first that laid fast the earth. These are the Egyptians themselves, or the Kemites, which is nothing but a form of Africans. I don't know why they try to separate it. The claim that the root race of men, the root men, knowing no other point of departure, being the ancient, have forgotten the complexion of the time of black. They're saying that they are the primordial black people. Okay, this is the key. It says that the Ruti and the Nesi created the Tamahu. Now that's off of the temple walls of City 1. Okay? It goes on to say that the Egyptians regarded the black race as the first of created men, which means that they might have been, because they got a hue in ancient Kemet from dark to a dark brown with a little more, the hair gets a little wavy or whatever, but they also have them all the way down to the nappy head and all of that. But remember now what Diop said, that when they took the skin off of the mummy, it was blacker than him, and Diop was a blue-black. Okay, now, the people of Ra are born of the great one who is in the heavens. The root are born in his eye. Remember now this great one, he's talking about he has an eye. That eye is the eye of Sut, which was the first eye of Sut. Then it was the eye of Ra, and it's also the eye of Heru, which is talking about melanin. Get Richard King's book, we break down the eye of Heru. Okay? That eye and their persons are superior men. They're saying that the ones who are born out of that eye, which is melanin, is superior men and women. Okay? They also created the Amu and the Tamahu. Further, he has confirmed himself with the multitude from him in the shape of the Negroes, and it says, Horus created them. Heru created them. The eye of Heru created the actual black people and defends their souls. Now this is the key. And it says, they may follow in mythology, Har, which is Heru, is older than Ra. Horus is older than Ra. Ra comes in a later thing, but we can trace Horus all the way back till he goes off the planet, because he's also in the temple of Dendera as Horus the Elder, and also as Horus the Younger in a Rhodes planet called Har Market. It says the type goes back to Sut, Har. This is real key. Sut, which is the first blue-black god, and Har, which is the child, which is going to rise up also. So Heru, which is the first Messiah, and this is the key to this. Sut-Har, Sutnu, was the Negro god created the Nesi. Now what it's saying is this. We know that we can trace Heru back as the mythical Christ, which is the primordial Christ that all the other Christ figures came in the divine as an imitator of, or as another name change. But it's saying that that particular one, his first name is also Sut-Har. See, Sut-Typhon or Sut, after that particular got so old they lost the track of time. And by them losing the track of time, and everything is based on the track of time, they had to set up another one to explain the time. And this is where your army thing comes from. But Sut means black. The Heru or the Messiah that they're talking about, this is being witness that the Messiah is black. You already knew that. Because the actual Jesus was black. So now, was also black too. Now, they're saying that Jesus or Heru in the sign of Aquarius will rise up, or this Har, or this Heru, or this black Messiah will rise up again during the end period of the 26,000 year period called the year 2000, which we know that if we look at the white man stuff, we know that this thing is almost 10 years behind time, so we are right in the middle of the 2000, and that Messiah is back on the planet. Now, two things is going on with this Messiah. Number one, we even find out too, and I want to show you this too, that we know that something had gone on wrong with that first invasion that we thought was an outside invasion with the Hyksos, which was actually the actual priesthood changing over and they're having a war, because we now see that the first invasion, there's something that went on that's very funny, and it goes like this. The mother of the sun worshipped by the modern Christians can go back to the Typhon in Egypt of the mother and the son, talking about Sut and her mother Apis. The virgin mother of and the child of the heavenly conception goes back before the Semites. They were worshipped by the Hyksos. And the Hyksos, the shepherd kings, the primordial Egypt, were the rulers of the 13, were the rulers of the 13,000 years before the first shepherd kings, the first kings of Medes. Now they say that this Hyksos king, the ones that ruled was nothing but the old coat of Sut Typhon that ruled before Medes, the first dynastic period. And this is one key. But to let you know that this stuff was all a fight that's going on, because this is funny. The Hyksos, are the word S-U-S-E-N, Har, H-A-R, the Hyksos were the followers of the great Kemetic gods, of the Egyptian gods, Horus. Mythologically, the Israelites are connected. So they are saying that this particular God that all supposed to be coming back from the actual Israelites, which were the fathers of the Israelites, was the Hyksos, was all followers of this particular God, Heru. So that means that outrules Jesus. Okay, they're saying also too that the ladies need seats. Y'all brothers got to unask them. Also saying, okay, they're saying also, if you got a kid, they're saying you need to move to the rear or whatever type of thing or whatever. I'm saying, well, the problem is they're saying that they got complaints that when they get the videos, they hear kids hollering in the whole 9 yards and they can't study this stuff. Well, now, we understand the whole concept of family, but we also understand in the last days that people got to understand this particular stuff. I put this stuff out because this stuff is not really to get you to understand all of it at one time, but to make a good video so you can rewind it and study it over and over, which I found out that people been doing with mine since the first video, is to rewind and study this stuff over and over, because I be going so doggone fast. Until even on the video, you got to rewind it again to understand what I'm saying. That is the spirit. A lot of people say, you so loud, but come to find out that that loud that they're talking about was the actual spirit. Remember, Devil Bless said them brothers from Sirius, he said one of them was real loud. So now that's the actual spirit. When I get into the actual science of what's going on, we can do that. Now, do y'all want to take a little break, or you want to go on, or what you want to do? Okay, now, let's go into some other things so we can take some question and answer. Maybe this might get past faster than what I thought it would. But let's do this. Number one, I'm not reading on paper. These are little notes because I got it all up here, and I got it all in the material, so I'm having to just look at these little trigger notes because I got so much to cover. Because like I said before, we are making what we would call a good video for study, because we are now in God school. You see, and also this is one of the Negro Anonymous meetings. We're going right now. You know, so this is the type of stuff that's going on. We're now all in God school. Now, I said that. Now I want to get into one other thing. I want to get into this Ark of the Covenant, and then we can make a little break of whatever we want to do. Number one, the Kabbalah was the precursor of the pre-Bible. It is the exoteric Bible, and if you get into the Kabbalistic teachings, you'll understand it. two good Kabbalahs to get with. One is called McGregor Mathers, called the Kabbalah Universalized. There's 2 more copies left in Black Media. I guess they can get some more. And in there they talk about this Adam Cadmon, this heavenly man, and the Kabbalah is saying that those 10 spheres or those 10 DNA strands get you back to your original self when you was maximum, when you were operating at a maximum rate of Godhood. So that's one of the good ones. Another one is called Dion Fortune's book, The Mythical Kabbalah. One thing about Kabbalah is a lot of studying, but you can find some things to break down once you find the breakdown of the tree of life. Now remember now, the Holy Kabbalah is not a Hebrew Kabbalah because we got it on the walls of Kombo Omo in Kemet where they got the Pharaoh holding up the Holy Kabbalah. Now how the devil? Because Abraham introduced something to the doggone world teachers, the Egyptians, which they say he got it from Melchizedek. Well, Melchizedek, one of his Egyptian name is Medu-Ra-Atan, which predate the later biblical myth. Melchizedek or Metatron is also a name also too, which is a form of Awas also. Now, let's go into this Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant was originally the chest of Osiris. They cut up Osiris into 14 pieces and throw him in the Nile and the whole 9 yards. Well, the chest that they put him in, when they first nailed him down, the second set type, that white boy that they talk about, nailed him down. That particular chest is the replica of the Ark of the Covenant. Now, you can get both pictures of this and some more information both in Dr. Ben's book, Black Man of the Nile. Also, you can get it also in Albert Churchward's book, Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man. And they just reprinted it in a regular book form other than those spiral-bound books, which used to be $40-something. I think it's like $16 now. So they talk about that chest of Osiris, which is the documentation. Now, the chest of Osiris, they understood that the Egyptian priests understood that they could, based on the scientific mathematics of this chest, which is supposed to house the body of Osiris, which is the same as the 10 Commandments, which is the same as the 47 negative confessions, the laws of Maat. They understood that this chest, that they could construct this chest and it would have like a transmitter to God. That's why I go back and get the Ark of the book, the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, and study it because a lot of things was accurate in the movie Hitler was looking for it at that time. Mussolini got it, remember? They just said it was in Egypt instead of Ethiopia. They already knew. Because doggone Steven Spielberg, along with George Lucas, he's a Jew and he studied that. This is what inspired them to make the doggone movies. Okay? Now, that chest of Osiris, they understood it as a transmitter to God. They also knew that this particular chest, you can build it if you was in the mystery system. We understand that Moses was an Egyptian, or Musa, which comes to the Mossad king, Moses, Tutmos, and the whole. That particular Musa, which means drawn out of the water, which is an Egyptian name for that particular Moses, was an Egyptian priest or a Kemetic priest, but he was a high priest. He wasn't like Jeshua ben Pandaren, got a little bit of learning from 5 to what, I guess 29 or 30, and they go and exercise a little bit of stuff, waking people back up, bringing black people back to life, and all kind of stuff like that. They say, oh, you God. You see what I'm saying? And all this. No, this was a high priest. You see, he had already completed it, supposedly. And also, Nation of Islam tell us the thing about Moses went up and trained the white people, was the great emancipator to white people. Well, if you get Brother Jabril's book called something you need not look no further, it's something about this is the one, you need not look any further, a book that he wrote about Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan, which was the book was first written about Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1973 or 72. But in that book, he documents some Jewish scholars that talks about Moses being this great emancipation to white people, and by them whole being the whole chosen people of white people. And go get Michael Bradley's book in that whole 9 yards. Also the 13th tribe by Arthur Costa, which is talking about a European race. But in that particular book, and if the book is not on, if they don't have the book now, again, I'll document it and leave it up in Black Media, and you can get it where he documents the Jewish scholars saying that Moses came up into Europe and emancipated or freed some barbarians and gave them some laws also. Now this is what the Jewish scholars are saying also. Now, he was a high priest. So now when the particular Hebrews got kicked out into avarice, he went and started being their priest. If you also get Josephus thing. Once they got into the desert of water in this Exodus, there's 3 or 4, 5 Exoduses from Kemet. I think at least 3. Once he got into the desert, he showed them how to construct the priest of this chest of Osiris, because he was a high priest. Also, we want you to get, I think I brought it again, it's now $16, Graham Hancock's book, The Sign and the Seal, a quest from the Ark of the Covenant, when the white boy found the Ark of the Covenant. I want you to get this book. It's now $16. It was a hardback for $22 and stuff, but that's when all the white people bought it. And it became a bestseller, and they put it down to $16. And now you're buying it, which is good. You don't need to spend that much money.